Are we on?
Good?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
First and foremost, you want to say
Kahala Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakah.
and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. The salutations to the elect, pushing his word and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. We start at Ephesians 5 and 6.
This is in the book of Ephesians chapter 5 verse 6. It says, "Let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of Yahweh Shai upon the children of disobedience."
That's right, man. Who are the children of disobedience? The children of disobedience are you Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians. Alright? How that if we're the children of disobedience, that means the Most High is our Father. Now it says, let no man what does it say? Read that again one time.
It says, "Let no man deceive you with vain words."
Let no man deceive you with vain words, man. Vain words meaning empty words. Things like that the Lord loves everybody. Things like, it doesn't matter what Yahweh Shai look like. Things like the Most High made cleansed food so you can eat pork. Those are vain words, man. Those are vain statements. And because our people, 2/3 of our nation, believe these vain words, it says punishment comes upon the children of disobedience.
The wrath of Yahweh.
The wrath of Yahweh Shai has came upon us, man, because we listen to vain words. See, the Most High and His Son have set up men all over the world to break down the truth of the Most High's word to you. So there should be no reason that there should be no excuse. But because our nations, we decide to listen to our enemy rather than our Father and His Son, that's why we're in the shittiest state in this kingdom, man. That's why Negroes in America live in the ghettos, are looked upon, spit upon, have the worst jobs, and even when they do good and are accelerating, they have to sell their soul for that shit. So there's no win-win. There's no way out. But that's because we listen to vain words from our oppressors. Same thing with you North American Indians, man. Over here, you guys run this place before anybody came here. But guess where you're at? You're in the reserves. You're pushed out to the other parts instead of lavishing and flourishing in the land that's supposed to be yours. Most of North American Indians are homeless, begging for food in a place that's their home. Can you imagine paying rent, owning a house, and you have a roommate but you have to beg to eat, and you pay for that rent and the roommate doesn't pay shit? That's the state that we're in right now. Because really, the world was made for our sakes. But that's all because you guys choose not to listen to the prophets of the Most High, Yahweh Shai.
That's right. I got a squeeze it for you. This is Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 10. It says, "And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day. From time to time thou shalt eat it. Thou shalt drink also water by measure. The 6th part of an hin, from time to time shalt thou drink, and thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of man in their sight."
Yo, you're gonna be eating shit. Dung is the word for poop.
That's right, man. So that goes into how pretty much, the food that we eat today, it's pretty much shit, man. That's what that parable was. Well, it wasn't a parable. It was just, like a metaphor of, the food that we're going to eat today. And that's why it says in verse 13, "And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them," man. Okay, so that goes to show you that, like when you look at these food courts, that are set up, like McDonald's, KFC, and so on and on, Esau has set the system to a point where, we have to go there to eat, man, because everything else is out of our budget, man. Okay?
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
yes, you will be able to afford, some of the good things here and there,
You
but
have to grind for
con,
that shit.
you have to grind for that shit, but most of the time, it's literally systematically set up to a point where you have to go to your oppressor, in need of, clothes and food and drinks or whatever it is, and you eat whatever your oppressor gives you to eat, man.
Right.
You don't get to choose. Why? Because we're in slavery, But going back to Ephesians, just kind of going back into accepting vain words from our oppressors and tutors of our people also, that also can go into how, watching who you hang around with, man. The power of association, just kind of like how we talked about, last weekend or the weekend before, that, our people are so wicked that, they can twist wicked words, and wicked deeds to a person, that might, try to be righteous and make him think that it's okay, man, to do these things, man.
It's these pastors, man.
This-
Actually, a lot of these pastors are jakes,
Yeah,
deceiving their own flock, deceiving their own people.
that's right, And it says in verse 7, Ephesians 5 and 7, it says, be not ye therefore partakers with them. So don't get mingled around that crowd, man. Like when you come into this truth, you become a new creature. Therefore, you gotta wash out the old ways. Some of the old things that you used to think. You can't be hanging around your old friends, man, who were pretty much thinking about committing adultery, stealing. Exactly. Smoking weed and so on and on. I got a precept to back that up. This is in the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 3. It says, there can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms, man. So nothing good is going to come unto you if you're always occupied in evil. Now, you might be innocent, but because you have mingled yourself among them, guess what? You will also, receive of the judgment that these niggas are going to receive, man. How many so-called innocent people get caught up in the midst of war, man? Why? Because, they pretty much, they have associated, themselves with those people, man. Right? This is in the book of Sirach, chapter 8, verse 10. It says, kindle not the coals of the sinner, lest thou be burnt with the flame of his fire. So don't be around a goddamn sinner, man. Otherwise, you're gonna, be burned with his fire. It's not your fire, it's his, right? And then this is one.
It's judgment.
Come. Sirach, chapter 7, verse 1. Do no evil, so shall no harm come unto thee. Depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee.
That's why, man. That's why we gotta pray, man.
Yeah.
Because we're in a place full of wickedness.
Yeah.
You constantly gotta be praying, and the first thing you should be saying when you pray is asking for forgiveness of your sins.
Yeah.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Quick precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. This is Luke 21 and 8, and it says, Luke 21 and 8, and he said, take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, or I am Yahushua, and the time draws near. Go ye not therefore after them. So we got many speaking on vain words and vain statements. We got many different religions saying that they have the chosen one, basically. We have many different images of Yahushua. We have many different outlooks and appearances and rules and regulations from Yahushua. But only one is right.
That's right. I got a precept for you. It says Matthew 24, verse 23. Then, if any shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christ, and also false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
That's a good one, man, because you'll come across a lot of Christians who, like that last time, the one other Jake that's here a couple weeks ago, and he was like, yeah, but I healed somebody, I saw somebody be exorcised, and I said it in the name of Jesus, and the demon left. And it's true, man. A lot of
Great
these,
wonders.
yeah, a lot of these different Christians, a lot of these Christians will be doing great wonders to get you in, man, to show you, see, it works, right? But guess what? They're tapping into powers of the left-hand side.
Yeah.
That's because it works. Doesn't mean it's righteous. There's good and there's bad. Both work.
Yeah.
Just like in the time of Moses, and Moses, when he was dealing with Pharaoh's magicians, they had their shit going on too.
Yeah. They like they did almost half the things that Moses did.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
The only difference is Moses was doing it in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which is on the right-hand side, which is righteous. Just because it works doesn't mean that it's righteous. And if you don't understand the scriptures, or you're not listening to the prophets, you're not gonna be able to discern what he's saying is right or wrong. You're just gonna be like, oh my God, see, he's healed, and then you're gonna follow along. But little do you know, you're following him into a ditch. You both will fall in there. That's 2/3 of our own people. That's a couple million of Israel, man.
I'm just trying to find that one piece of it that you just spoke of.
Oh, okay. You know, and for all you know, really, man, like out there in the churches, when they claim themselves having the Holy Ghost, and they're shaking and talking all types of gibberish and dancing and screaming and yelling, it's just a bunch of demons on them. And when you do things in the name of Jesus Christ and not in the name of Yahweh Shai, you're just adding demons onto that person, man. So yeah, that person might have relaxed for now, but you just added 10 demons onto him. You know, like it all goes back to instant gratification. That's all our people is about. It's about instant gratification. So if you're instantly gratified and satisfied by what you see, you believe it to be so. You believe it to be righteous. Look, that same person that you'll exorcise out of, you exorcise a demon out of him. Watch that person a year later. See if they don't go back in their old ways. Or 6 months later. And you'll see they're not any different than they were before they got exorcised. So guess what? It wasn't doing anything. See, when we got exorcised through the scriptures and through the words and through the name of Yahweh Shai from the apostles, we actually changed. We changed so much that the world that our friends and families that we loved, they came up against us. That's actually how you know we actually were being changed. We started thinking different, talking different, acting different, even dressing a little different.
That's right, man. Because even like that one guy that we just mentioned about, that came in here saying, I did this,
in the name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus, and it worked. The scripture says that if a prophet had been deceived, that the Lord, is the one that deceived the prophet. So you can use that name, and the Lord might allow it to happen.
Just to deceive you.
Exactly. I might just to deceive you and have you going off the wrong path. Why? Because He can do that, man. That's why the scripture even says that if an angel comes down from heaven and says that what you guys are teaching is not right, but teach in the name of Jesus, we shall not receive that angel, man. As in, we don't listen to him.
That's right.
That goes to show you that if someone comes to us, exactly, that shows you, if someone comes here saying, well, I did miracles in the name of Jesus, that's not gonna, have
so
us
what?
all, oh my God, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thinking twice.
Nah, man, it don't matter. You can heal 1,000 people in the name of Jesus, but we still believe in the name of Yahweh Bashir Shai because we know that that's a true power. And And the scripture says that there's many, that's going to come in that name.
That's right.
And if it were possible, this should, deceive the very elect, meaning that, it's going to be something that where, like it's going to turn.
Doing signs and wonders.
Right? Like it's going to have a lot of people, going off the right, going off the wrong path, man.
That's right. That's right.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 7, verse 10. And Moses and Aaron went unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Lord had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent.
Right.
Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and sorcerers. Now the magicians of Egypt did also in like manner with their enchantments.
See?
For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods, and he hardeneth Pharaoh's heart, that he hardeneth not, that he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord has said, man. So that goes to show you that even Pharaoh and his even Pharaoh and his I'm a wicked as magicians, they were also able to do some of the things that Moses and Moses and his older brother Aaron did, man.
They were doing the name of How Shy, man.
Yeah.
How about How Shy?
That's right.
But it still don't mean shit, man.
That's right. Going back to Ephesians. Ephesians 5, I'll start from verse 6 again. Let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of Yahweh upon the children of disobedience. Be not ye therefore partakers with them. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord.
Right.
Walk as children of light.
That's right, man. So here we were sometimes darkness. Well, that means we didn't know our nationality.
Yeah.
We didn't know our true heritage. We called on Jesus Christ and God. He said we were Negroes and black. He said that the Lord loves everybody. We believed in a hell and didn't know that we were in hell.
Yeah, that's true.
Those are certain things that kept us in the dark, man.
Yeah.
But now that we have come to the light, we need to walk as the children of light. So that means you can't be around your old friends that you used to be chilling with, that you used to go out to the club with, to commit abominations, all types of abominations.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that no more, man. Because you now have been given light.
Yeah.
Now it's your choice. If you do not decide to walk within that light, you'll be lost in the darkness and you will die.
That's right. That's why the scripture says that this path, it's like walking, on a thin line, man,
That's
where
right, yeah.
Water's on one side and fire,
Flame on the other side.
on the other side, man.
That's right.
It's a very dangerous path,
That's right.
but
That's right.
it's that straight gate, straight as in, a path of difficulty,
Yeah.
where it's not gonna be, like it's not gonna be, like an easy way out, man.
That's right.
No?
That's right. And that's the thing, man. Jake's lazy. And you guys are soft.
Yeah.
Jake's soft. As soon as you come to the truth and shit starts hitting the fan, you lose your job, your woman leaves you, your family hates you, your friends don't, mess with you no more. Now you're like, what the hell? Like the scripture didn't tell you prior you coming in that you're gonna go through hell.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing, man. You'll have a lot of men that will agree to the trials and tribulations that Yahushua and the apostles went through when they are in a good condition, in a good state.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right? It's easy to agree with and you're doing good. You're like, oh yeah, that's true, man. You can't grind without pain. You can't get nothing without pain.
I feel for you, how
Yeah, I feel for you. But when it comes upon you, now you're all like, what the fuck? You go crazy.
That's right. But then they claim to be a servant of the Lord. And the scripture says that the servant is better than his master. So it's kind of like you're actually contradicting yourself by not actually, by not accepting that you will be going through some hell when you call yourself, a servant of the Lord, or that you gave your life, to the Lord.
That's right, man.
You know?
I think it's Romans 10 or something. Romans 9:1 or 10:1, where 12:1, where it talks about how we've given our bodies as sacrificial, as sacrifice to the Most High. Because it's true, man. The Most High is once you got it.
Romans 12 verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies as a living sacrifice. It's like your body is a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai, which is your reasonable service. Yo, that's the least you can do.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that is your reasonable service. It's not even telling you that, like every other shit that you've committed in your past life, all combined, this is it, man.
Yeah.
This is the least that you could do, man.
Yeah, sure. Come on up. We can't really hear you.
What do you guys believe in, man?
We believe in Yahweh Shai. So this is about
Chemists?
Say it again?
Chemists or like this?
No,
not Kemet. Not Kemet. This is about Israel.
We are Hebrew
Oh,
Israelites.
12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah, the real 12 tribes
Yeah, I
of
know
Israel.
about that,
Yeah. So basically, the Negroes that you see here, the Negroes, Latinos,
The chosen ones, like those are all.
yeah, these are what they're called today, the 12 tribes, and then on this side, these are their biblical nationality. So, for example, these Jews that you see up in Hollywood and in Israel right now,
Yeah.
the Jewish people, they're not the real Jews at all. The Negroes, exactly. So the Negroes are the real Jews. The Mexicans in America are actually Israelites too. People from Chile are Israelites. Colombia. So Israel's scattered across the world. And on top of that, we serve this man.
That's like,
That's the real image
of Jesus.
of who everybody calls Jesus. That's right.
So-called.
So-called, exactly. The Son of the Most High.
Moses was black too, right?
Yeah, Moses was dark-skinned too. Yeah.
They don't talk about black prophets and so. You guys believe in prophets, right?
Absolutely.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of black
Yeah, all prophets were dark skinned.
Every single one of them were actually, I'm a
Dark
people,
skin.
that had,
Complexion.
that have color. They were not white people, man.
Yeah, they weren't.
There is not a single prophet in the Bible that was white.
There's none.
Why?
Well,
Because
yeah.
the prophets were all Israelites.
You just made it to one which.
The prophets were all Hebrew Israelites.
That's right. And if you think about it, you believe that if you believe in God and you believe that we were all created from the ground, why would we? Where do you get the color white from? Well, color white is actually a curse. Actually, if you want to get that real quick, and I think it's Numbers 12.
Yeah.
Where Miriam. You know the story about Moses and Aaron? We're going to read a scripture that talks about how the color white, the Most High turned Moses' sister into white. And everybody around her was shocked and scared. Because back then, that color it wasn't normal. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? Why do you look like that? It's some real shit, right?
Yeah. This is in the book of Numbers, chapter 12, verse 9. Now, I'm just going to get to the points. It says, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. Verse 10, and the clouds departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not this sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead.
Dead.
And it says, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb.
So the Lord was angry and struck Miriam with that white complexion, and the people around her and Aaron were like, yo, what the fuck?
What's up?
Like, yo, Lord, please don't judge us with the same sin, like as if someone who looks as if they're dead. Now, funny thing is when you look at the word human, the word hue means color. And the word man means man, so man of color.
I was going to kill myself last night. What did I do?
So the only humans are actually the people of color. See, there's a thing what you call white supremacy, which is heavy. It's easy to see. In every period piece that they do about the Bible, all the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Paul, Isaac, Jacob, they're all white. none of them are actually dark-skinned men like how the Bible explains them. Now, when you read about, if you want to go to Jeremiah 14:12, in Jeremiah it tells you that that the tribe of Judah, the real Jews, are actually black-skinned, dark up to the ground.
This is in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2. It says, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof language. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
That's right. And that word black in Hebrew is kadar, which means dark-skinned. Right? So these Jewish people in Israel right now and in Hollywood, they're fake Jews. They're not the real Jews. Now get
The one in the book of
Revelation.
So which scripture do you guys follow?
Say
Which
it again?
scripture, like which?
This is the King James Bible.
That's the one you guys follow, or you
Yeah.
follow all of them?
No, we keep track of all of them to see where they go off, but we follow the King James Bible.
Original.
Yeah, King 1611 King James. Absolutely.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty.
That's right.
So that already goes to show you that that the real Jews or the Hebrew Israelites are the people that are in tribulation and poverty. They're pretty much living in the ghettos, in their reserves today, man. Okay?
That's right.
And it says, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
That's exactly what they are. They are the synagogue of Satan. All the type of wicked shit that they commit out in Jerusalem, in Israel right now, on top of the shit they do in Hollywood, it's the next level shit. They have the people that are supposed to be Israelites, the Jewish people, they're supposed to be the children of God, and they're supposed to follow his rules. And his rules, he says that homosexuality is an abomination. But they have a whole street called Pink Street. A bunch of homosexuals walking up and down in that city. It's interesting. The contradiction is loud.
Going against the teachers.
Well, it's because they're not the real Jews. They're actually the synagogue of Satan, which is Esau. The story of Jacob and Esau. They're actually the progenitors or the descendants of the man named Esau. So they're actually Edomites. They're not white people. They're actually red. Which is funny because they call the North American Indians red. North American Indians are not red. They're a lighter shade of brown. They're red. That's why you can see their blood flowing through their body. But when you look up the word Jewish, the suffix behind it, the ISH, it means pertaining to. So, for example, your shoes are greenish, but not really green. So they're Jewish, but not really Jews. They actually go back to the tribe of Khazars. Right? So basically, these Edomites, man, they're not originals, man. But what they do is they go across different lands and steal what's not theirs.
I got a piece of for you. This is in the book of St. John, chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy.
That is the pure nature of these so-called white people, these Edomites. That is their nature. That's why when Christopher Columbus came down here, and when the North American Indians were ruling this place, the first thing he did is learn everything he needed to learn about, where he is, know what to eat, what not to eat, what makes me sick, what doesn't make me sick, what heals me and what doesn't heal me. Then, after they were done learning what they did, they slaughtered 98% of the North American Indians. Almost a complete genocide. And then they stole all their shit. That's their nature, man. It's the same thing they did to us Negroes when they took us from Africa all the way to America.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why the Negroes and North Americans are actually family. They're brothers. Because we both went to slavery in the worst ways possible.
Yeah. This is in the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
That's right.
He will weep with his eyes,
right.
but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
So now,
What's that?
These from the
Yeah.
King James.
Yeah.
King James.
Yeah.
Now read that one more time.
It
It's
says,
heavy, huh?
it says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips.
So, sometimes, like, for example, when Christopher Columbus came here, in his memoirs, he said that the North American Indians were sweet people, very nice and peaceful people. Hygiene was on point, very nice. So, and so he was nice to them. Even in today's society, when you have sometimes, the whole thing between the cops shooting down Negroes in America and all that stuff, you have some white people that will actually cry for the fact that the Negroes being shot down and be like, yo, that was my friend, that was my brother, that's who I am. But keep reading.
And it says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips,
That's right.
but in his heart,
But deep in their mind, the word heart in the Hebrew means lav, which means their mind. Okay?
but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
Let me tell you, ask any of these white people that live in this place and tell them, switch places with the North American Indians, see how much of them will really do it. They won't, because they actually don't give a shit. But, because as long as they live good, they can be nice to you. But if they don't get what they want, they don't care about you. Showing you how wicked they are. It's the same thing in America.
They're Satan, man.
They're Satan.
They're actually, the physical part of Satan. Yeah, counterpart of Satan in the earth.
That's right.
Look at every single track record. What one good thing has a white man done to the planet Earth? As soon as they came into rulership, they
right.
fucked up the whole planet. The whole planet Earth is actually in a state of mourning.
Absolutely.
Like the whole earth is actually dying because the white man is in rulership. And the only way the earth is gonna, pretty much get its spirit back is when these people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the so-called American Indians, come back into rulership because the earth was actually made for us. The Most High created the earth for us, but because we sinned against Him, that's why we're going through the hell that we're going through. It's kind of like, if you have a son, and your son goes and does wickedness, what do you do as a father? You discipline him so that he doesn't go out and do the same thing again. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, He's doing the same thing with us so that we don't commit sin against Him again. That's why we're, going, that's the reason why we are in the condition that we're at. But it's going to come to a time where the Most High is going to take us off that punishment and then put us back on top. And then we're going to rule the planet Earth in righteousness. Because the earth, you got homosexuals running all over the place.
Rampant.
That is wickedness. That is actually against nature. When two men sleep with each other, you're not, you're not bringing forth children.
Not bringing life to the earth.
That's right, and the Most High said, what? Be fruitful and multiply. The Lord told us to have many children. But the white man wants to, he wants to destroy the population. So what does he do? He promotes the, this guy's agenda is to promote homosexuality so that people can die off, man.
That's right.
That's
right. That's right. And
That's
it's
right.
crazy because even with the homosexuality thing, the so-called white people, even our people, some of our people are into that. They're heavy into that shit.
Yeah.
Yet you have to remember, as much as we get on the so-called white man, our people are wicked too. Because remember, the only reason why Esau is ruling and we're on the bottom is because we, like the brother said, we sinned against our father, and now he's punishing us. So we have to serve our judgment just for the meantime, but very soon we're going to be on top. Very, very, very soon. If you look at the overall grand scheme of things, and you look how the earth's state of mind, its state of body right now is completely finished. It's only a matter of time. We're in World War III. We're just not at the climax of it. Trump, him and Russia, China, it's a matter of time before that stuff pops off. And as soon as it does, that's when everybody's going to start taking this seriously. That's when everybody's going to be like, oh my God, what did we do? This war is happening. First, martial law will break out, right? Because what they're going to do is they're going to cut off the dollar. The dollar that we're run on, the currency that we are run under, which is the fiat currency, is finished. Completely finished. It's monopoly money. The only reason why it holds any value is because the government says that we have to use this currency. The moment they say we're done with this currency, the $20 bill, $50 bill, $100 bill that you have is finished. It's useless. You might as well use it as a fire to warm you up. You cannot take a $20 bill, go to the bank, and get gold for it. You guess what? There's no actual physical backing behind that dollar.
It's just debt.
It's just debt. That's all you can. It's just like, I have your debt, you have my debt, and we all just swim in it. So really, what's going to happen is once they cut that shit off, because they can see what it's doing. Once they cut that shit off, a man that works 10-hour days, he has 3 kids, he has a wife to take care of. Now you're telling me everything he's doing, he works 6 days a week, is useless now? He's going to go crazy. He's going to start just taking what he wants. Of course. Start robbing his neighbor for what he doesn't have. Start robbing the store for what his kids need to eat.
Yeah. Oh, I got a scripture.
Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 18. For because of their pride the cities shall be troubled,
right.
the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread.
The lack of bread, the lack of food, the lack of money, the lack of water.
Yeah. And for great tribulation.
For great tribulation. So it's gonna, you know when you watch those movies like Purge and all those world-ending movies, and it shows like everybody going crazy, stealing from each other. That's real shit. That is some real shit. And they get that straight from the Bible. That's why it's such a good movie.
They know the truth, but they don't.
Yeah, they know the truth, but they don't fully give it to you. They give you in subliminal messages.
Yeah.
Right? So when all that shit happens, we're gonna be rampant, and then because they create chaos, because they started it, right? By cutting off the dollar, by being wicked in the first place.
Order out of chaos.
Exactly, order out of chaos. So you create chaos so you can bring in your own order, right? Which is actually on the American dollar bill in Latin. Order, order, which means order out of chaos. So what they're gonna, so when they do that,
That's on the dollar bill?
it's on the American dollar bill. You can see it around the pyramid with the eagle in there. You'll see it there in Latin, which means order out of chaos. And what they'll do is when everybody's going, they'll let us suffer for a bit, let it marinate, let it sit. Then they'll bring in the martial law, the troops that you already see in America right now. You know, cops coming out in full gear like they're going to war against a whole other nation because they really are going to war. And they're going to be shooting down, killing, spraying every single Israelite they see first. Because by nature, in the spirit, that's our enemy. That's why actually that's why these people were never able to get along with white people.
Yeah.
Even to this day, we still can't get along.
Because it was actually spiritually set up that way. You know, like in the Bible, you know, Jacob and Esau. Esau is the father of the so-called white man, and Jacob is the father of the Israelites. When
Negroes, Latinos, North American Indians.
yeah, and before the two was born, when they were in the womb, they were fighting.
Already.
They were already fighting.
Already fighting.
You know, and the Lord said that, you know, 2 nations, you know, are in thy womb. You know, so therefore the Lord separated us from the beginning. Before anything was to happen, you know, that's why we don't get along with white people, man, and they don't like us. You know, they don't like us. They actually hate us. You know, it's all through the spirit. And, you know, and the same thing, you know, if they did not hate us, you know, this would not have happened, man. You know, only a devil would actually, you know, do this. You know, only a devil would actually do this. You know?
That's right.
So it was actually, you know, it is a spiritual thing, man. You know, no matter how much you try to make the white man your friend, he will, you know, that, like, you know, he's still gonna go home and talk shit about you and call you a nigger, man.
It's real shit.
You know?
And remember, they will be nice to you when they're doing good. But try to get the same reaction from them when they're doing shit. Like for instance, when you switch places and see if they're still your friends. They'll hate you, they'll rob you, they'll figure out a way to get what you have.
Yeah. This is in the book of Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
So, okay, so what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
So this is the Lord speaking. You never hear this in the churches because they're talking shit. They're talking shit. This is the same book they'll read, but they'll skip these verses. Because all they want to do is bring people together and say love, love, love. And guess what? When the pastor gets more of a congregation, he gets paid more. And everybody's paying their 10%. So why would I separate people and lose money, but I can bring them all together and get more money.
Yeah.
It's fucking smart.
That's right. And again, the Bible says that there's a time for everything.
That's right.
There's a time of peace, and there's a time of war. There's a time of hate, and there's a time of love. Right now, we're in a time of hate and war. So there is no sense into talking about just love, love, love.
All day
Hell
long.
no, man.
It
But
confuses people.
that's right. It says, he that leadeth into captivity. Now the word captivity means slavery.
That's right.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go to captivity.
That's right.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Now the word sword is just a killing instrument.
Yeah.
So it could be a gun, a bat, anything you can
Virus.
use. A virus, anything you can use to kill somebody.
Yeah.
So guess what? They put us into slavery. So guess what's going to happen? They're going to go into slavery
Yeah. For 1,000 years.
for 1,000 years. That's in the Bible. And they killed us. Guess what we're going to be doing? We're going to do a lot of killing too.
Double.
And the craziest thing is this is righteous in the Lord's eyes because it's coming out of His book. But guess what? Why would the white man tell his enemy that you're going to overthrow him one day? Would you tell your enemy that he's going to overthrow you one day? Hell no.
Yeah.
You would do everything in your power to suppress that truth.
Yeah. This is in the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
It's a righteous thing with God to recompense, to get revenge with them that trouble you through tribulation. Tribulation is hard times. So that's the thing. But now the crazy thing is that 2/3 of our own people are going to be destroyed.
Also with the white man.
With the white man, because 2/3 of our own people it's some real shit. Yeah, man. 2/3 of our people rather serve the oppressor than serve the Lord.
Yeah.
And guess what? Just like when you have a woman and you get jealous when she shows attention to another man, the Most High is a jealous power, and we're His women. The moment you start loving another person, yeah, you're gonna get it. You're really gonna get it. If you want to get Isaiah real quick, Isaiah 1, if you have to preach
Yeah,
read
yeah.
that too.
I got a precept. This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 15. It says, that which had been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and God requireth that which is past.
That's right, man. So guess what? When you bring out slavery, to people, they're like, oh man, that was a couple hundred years ago. That wasn't me. That was my foreparents. Water under the bridge. Read that one more time.
It says, that which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and God requireth that which is past.
So guess what? The Lord requires what happens in the
then.
past. So yeah, you can say that it was your foreparents and that I wasn't there and it's not my fault.
Oh, Isaiah 14?
Yeah, that's right, Isaiah 14. But the Lord says, I require what happens in the past, because if that wasn't the case, He wouldn't be a just power. That means you'd be able to do something in the past and still not get judged for it.
There's a reason why the so-called Negroes and the so-called Native American Indians are in the condition that they are in today is because of what happened back then. If what happened back then did not happen, guess what? We would still be ruling, man. So it's very important, of your history and know what happened. It's due to the condition to how you're living today, man. But you got people who say, you know what, like it just happened many years ago, just forget about it.
And they give you that kind of present, like, man, nigga, get over it.
Yeah.
Why do you keep complaining about it? Why do you Latinos and you North American Indians keep complaining, walking up and down the streets and getting angry? Because look what you did. Look what you did, and it happened. And guess what? When it happened back then, their kids experience it, and their kids experience it, and their kids experience it. It's a cycle of corruption of a generation.
Yeah.
You corrupt the whole generation. Don't act like you don't know.
Yeah.
You just don't want to hear it.
Yeah. This is Isaiah 14 verse 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers.
So the Most High said, prepare slaughter for the iniquity of the children for their fathers.
Yeah.
So yeah, your forefather did it, but guess what? You're gonna get the judgment.
Yeah.
So,
Or
Yeah, go ahead.
Or the reason why the so-called white man.
Read that again.
Yeah.
read it again.
It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. So the Lord is saying, that we gotta prepare slaughter for the children for the sins of their forefathers. You know, they're reaping up the benefits of what their forefathers did. So they're living good because of what the forefathers did. So therefore, they gotta receive the judgment.
That's some crazy shit, eh?
It makes sense.
This on the
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, it makes sense.
All
It's-
in the King James.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it makes sense. It's just kind of like, you know, like when you're watching a movie, you know, you have a good guy and a bad guy. You know, the bad guy wants to get at the good guy, but he can't, you know, like, you know, but like, you know, he can't get a hold of the good guy. So what does he do? He goes after the good guy's family. Why? Because, you know, that's what, like, you know, he loves, man. You know, and that's what he cares about. So it's the same thing, you know, they're reaping off the benefits of what the forefathers did, and we're living in hell due to the action that happened back then.
That's right.
So, you know, like it's the same
They're
thing.
gonna get the judgment.
Yeah, so like it's the same thing, you know, like when we were in slavery, guess what? Our children were also in slavery, man.
Yeah.
You know, what did they do to deserve that? Nothing. But guess what? The white man put hell on our children, and then guess what? You know, when they grew up, their minds are all fucked up, and then when they had children, they thought their children what happened with them. So then, you know, again, it's a cycle of, you know, going through hell, man. You know. You know, there's a scripture in the book of Job here, you know, which actually, you know, goes more into that. Okay, you know, just 1 second. Okay?
Yeah, for sure.
This is in the book of Job, chapter 27. This is in the book of Job chapter 27, verse 13. It says, if his children, verse 13. It says, this is the portion of a wicked man. So this is what's going to happen to a wicked man. This is the portion of a wicked man with God, and the heritage of oppressors which they shall receive of the Almighty. So this is a judgment that the Most High is going to do to a wicked man, okay? Listen to this. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
So,
You know what I
yo, we
mean?
got all the time. Holy
It
shit.
says, this is the portion of a wicked man with God.
So these so-called white people, these Edomites, are wicked.
Yeah.
And, you know, they have lots of kids, right?
Yeah. And the heritage of oppressors,
That's right.
which they shall receive of the Almighty.
That's right.
If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
So if they're having lots of kids, it's because it's for judgment.
Yeah.
They're going to be destroyed.
And it says, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. So they're going to go through hell.
They're going to go through some serious
They're
hell.
going to go through a lot of hell.
That's coming from God, the one that everybody says he loves everybody.
Yeah.
He doesn't love everybody. There's some people he doesn't like, and there's some people he does like.
Yo.
Just like there's some people we like, and there's some people we don't like.
That's right. You know, it's just kind of like when you have multiple of things. You know, shoes, you know, pants. You don't like every single thing that you have in the closet, man.
Yeah,
you know,
have your favorite
you have a
outfit.
favorite, you know, pairs of shoes that you like to wear. It's the same thing with the Most High. He created everything, but he also has his favorites, you know.
Favorite nation.
And
That's right.
these, you know, are his favorites, man. You know.
Yeah, precept.
Yeah. This is in the book of Psalms, chapter 2, verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the othermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with the rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessels.
Damn, that's slaughter, man. That's some serious slaughter. Now, to prove that the Most High doesn't love everybody, if you want to get Amos,
Yeah.
Amos 3:1 real quick.
Yeah. This is in
That's
the,
the one thing that everybody gets confused on, that they think they can all come in to the blessings, because, you know, the blessings of Israel are pretty significant, are pretty sweet. And everybody wants a piece of it, but not everybody can get that.
yeah.
Now, mind you,
You know, but not everybody.
Yeah, go
Sorry,
ahead, go ahead.
not everybody also wants to go through the hell that these
Yeah.
people are going through, but they just want the
the
sweetness
blessings.
part of it.
That's right.
You know, the hell that we're going through, there's also a flip side of all the blessings that we're gonna get, all the fame, the women, everything, man.
absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is in the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Yo, that's crazy. So that means out of all the people you created, out of all the different families and different nations you created, you have only known Israel,
Yeah.
but yet he loves everybody? That makes no sense.
Yeah. It says, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Which makes complete sense.
Yeah.
You have a son, he goes out and steals with his friend, the neighbor's son. You're not disciplining the neighbor's son too. You're going to take your son and discipline him because that's your boy. And the neighbor is going to discipline his son because that's their kids. That's what exactly what the Lord is saying. Because I've known you, and you're the children I brought out, I'm going to discipline you.
For all of your iniquities.
For all your iniquities.
That's right. This is in the book of Isaiah.
Yeah, you can maybe start from are you reading about the children of Israel?
No.
Okay.
This one is Isaiah chapter 15.
Okay.
So sorry, Isaiah chapter 40 verse 15. It says, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of a balance. Behold, he taketh up the ox as a very little thing. Verse 17. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity.
That's crazy. That's wrong. You can't do anything about it because it's God.
In Deuteronomy.
Right?
You know?
Yeah, Deuteronomy 7:6.
Come on. This is in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
That's right.
It says, now this is what the Lord, this is what, Moses, man, we are in the time of war right now, man.
And you're an Israelite according to the Bible.
Yeah, man.
Our people are in a messed state right now.
Yeah, you want to talk about love, yeah, like it's all good, but we're going to do that in the kingdom when everything is all good, man. Right now we're in a time of war and hell and destruction, man. But this is in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. Now this is what the Most High is saying, to these people, right? It says, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Now that's why when you look at Negroes, Latinos, North American Indians, when it comes to entertainment, music,
We have a different spirit.
sports, we have a different way of doing things because we're actually talented. That's why we're talented. Like a lot of people don't know that Michael Jackson was a North American Indian. He was actually from
Yeah.
Chama Reuben,
Yeah, yeah, like
Seminole Indian.
Yeah, but like when you look at when you look at when you look at how he looks, he looks like a Negro, like a so-called black man, but he was actually
That's why he had that straight curly
Yeah.
hair. He doesn't have woolly hair like us.
yeah.
But he's an Israelite. Michael Jordan. But now, Eminem, like someone like Eminem, he's actually an Israelite too.
Yeah.
It's why it's crazy. Now we're gonna get deep. It's crazy. Now how is that now? That's why he can keep up with every single other Negro around him. And his spirit is a Jake,
Yeah.
but because of mixing and mingling,
It's not about the
not about the complexion.
complexion.
Now-
It's about the spirit.
now can you get the Romans 16?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Because what can happen in slavery and through the time of mixing and mingling, like if I sleep with a white woman, our child is going to be light skinned. And if he sleeps with another white woman and it continues, the kid eventually down the line is going to look white. But his seed, my sperm, comes back to me.
You are who your father is.
You are who
Yeah.
your father is.
Yeah.
So now, it's just like I use the analogy of an apple seed. So Mother Earth, right? Canada would be Canadian soil would be a Canadian woman. If I plant an apple seed in Canada and I plant an apple seed in China, I'm still gonna get an apple seed in both different places. So no matter what woman I sleep with, that seed is still me. You are who your father is. So that's why sometimes you can get people who look like the other nations, like East Indian, Chinese, white, but they actually can vibe with Jake. They can vibe with Israel because they're Israel's in their spirit because their seed goes back to Israel, right?
Yeah. Like if you go back,
Like Jim Carrey is an
go back
Israelite.
far enough. Yeah.
He's actually
Ephraim.
Ephraim. He's a Puerto Rican.
Ephraim right here. That's him.
Adam Stanley is an Israelite. That's why they were so good at their profession and whatever they touch.
This is the book of Romans chapter 8 verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
So it's not about the flesh, but it's spirit. Our spirit bear witness with your spirit that we're both the children of the Most High. That's how that works. Now, at the end of all this, when all hell breaks loose, the one thing to take away from this, if anything, is you have to take the chip. The chip, which is the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. If you want to get the scriptures on that too, in Revelation and such. That's what the RFID chip. It stands for Radio Frequency Identification Device. That's what's going to take place for the paper currency we have. That chip you have on your bank card is the RFID chip. They're going to take that up, roll it up in a rice grain form, and they're going to insert it in people. Then now you don't have cash, right? You just pay for things like this, scan it, everything. But what little do people know is that that's how they brand you and mark you, and that's how they let you know that you're theirs. And it's the mark of the beast, because the beast, there are these Edomites. So you have, because what they create and they implant in you is the mark. So now you have their mark. So when Yahushua comes, he's going to slaughter anybody who has that mark. Because you're not supposed to take it. Because now you're telling the Lord that you got to serve him than him. Or you got to serve Esau than the Lord.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. And it says, "And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads."
That's right, and that's going to come after martial law, right? Because they're going to come with mostly money, the currency is destroyed. We have a new answer, the order, which is this RFID chip. All you got to do is get it implanted in you. Now you can start to work again, you can start to eat again, feed your family again, and start to live your lives again. Your social insurance number will be in there, everything will be in there. This chip will be blanketed with a lot of benefits, but what you don't know is that you have no control of yourself. They control you.
Is that you're actually selling your soul.
You're actually selling your soul. Yeah, okay, kids can't be abducted anymore because they have a chip in them and you know where they are. Oh yeah, people can't rob you anymore because there's no money and you just have a chip. That has nothing to do with the fact that now when they shut off that chip, you get shut off. Because the biometric chip, so it's connected with the neurons in your mind, in your brain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and if you watch a lot of movies today, that chip is being pushed out heavily.
Oh, it's already out in America.
Yeah, where everything is being tagged, everything is being tracked. They want to be like the Most High. That's why they have the satellites. They want to see everything, man. The Most High is the only one that knows everything and sees everything, man. But the white man wants to play the Most High's role. You know, he doesn't believe in a God. You know, he wants to be God.
Exactly.
You know, so when he puts that chip in you, now he knows everything about you, man.
Right.
You know, and even now, you know, like when you log, into social media, all of a sudden you see all the advertisements of the things that you like. And then, you know what I mean?
And things that
it's all systematically made, man.
And things that sometimes, like with my ex-girlfriend, she had like baby fever, she wanted a kid. And all we did is talk about it.
Yeah.
The next day, all I ever saw on my Instagram was baby pictures.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
It's because that shit's never off.
Yeah.
The phone's never off.
They hear what you're talking about,
saying,
and then
the
they push
TV's never off.
Yeah.
It's marketing. It's how they get into your mind.
It's called, I'm a
Gorilla.
it's called I'm a Black Mirror. You know,
Yeah.
This is a Black Mirror, man. They can see everything, they hear everything, whatever you talk about. That's how they know how to, push out their advertisements, and they can control you. They know where you're at. Even when you turn off your location, they know where you're at. Why? Because this is a GPS system, man.
You can't get away from them, man, which is fine.
Yeah.
But what we have above them is the fear of God.
Yeah.
Above everything is the fear of God.
Yeah.
That's how you win. Because when all hell breaks loose, and if you want to get the trials.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But when all hell breaks loose, everybody's going to be tried. Everybody. The Lord's going to try everybody. And see, and the men, the testers, the people, the men that don't take that chip are going to be of the elect. The 144,000, which is 12,000 men out of each tribe, there's 12 tribes, that are going to be beamed up and saved. And they're going to be ruling in the new kingdom.
By the way, of the so-called,
UFOs.
UFOs.
Okay, UFOs are in the Bible. People call them UFOs, but the chariots of the Most High.
That's right.
Believe that exists.
Say it again?
Believe that exists.
Absolutely. UFOs? Absolutely.
It's here.
Absolutely.
We've seen them,
I've seen
man.
one. Absolutely.
We've seen them. You know, those are actually the vehicles that the angels of the Most High actually drive. You know, but the white man tells you that there's some green-looking creatures. It's a devil.
Yeah,
you know,
with
it's
big
coming. You know, back to attack you. Man.
Like a big boogie story, man.
It's not. You know, like you know, for
Boogeyman
example,
story.
you know, like you know, when we were, when we were in slavery in the fields, you know, our ancestors were singing songs, you know, about the UFOs, you know, coming down to beam them up, you know, and to take them, you know, out of their misery, man. You know, so, you know, so like, they knew that those were, you know, the vehicles that the angels of God actually, you know, like, you know, they actually drive that around, you know, and they can do things that, you know,
no fire jet, aircraft,
you know, can do because it's spiritual, man.
It's spiritual. That's celestial technology.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's stuff. That's shit that Esau wants.
Right here,
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, right there.
Right here. You know. Right here. You know.
The UFOs. These are all the UFOs. And that's celestial technology, man. That's technology that these so-called white people want. But when they have it, they know what kind of power they can harness, right?
That's right, you know. So like these vehicles, you know, are how the Most High, you know, who the world called Jesus Christ, you know, when He comes back, He's gonna come back in a big ass UFOs, you know, to deliver His children. You know, the Lord is coming back to save, you know, the children of Israel, man. He's not coming back for everyone. That's why, you know, like He says, you know, that you know, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. What do these white people need to be delivered from? They're already living, you know.
They're living in their heaven.
You know, they're already living in their heaven. The people that are in the ghettos are the ones that need to be saved, man. It just makes sense.
The ghettos and the reserves.
Yeah, that's right. And it says, and He calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, save he hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
666.
Yeah.
And that's the mark of the beast. See, that's why when they say no man's gonna be able to buy or sell, that's how you know it's gonna be new currency.
Yeah.
So what you're not supposed to do is you're supposed to learn this that we're teaching. Get faith through your fear of the Lord, and then when time comes, not take the chip. Because you have to have faith that if you don't take that chip, He's going to save you and your family. Yeah. If you don't have enough balls to do that, you might as well take a chip and you get destroyed later. It's one way or the other.
Yeah. Revelation 3 verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
So because we kept the word of His patience, the word patient, when you look it up in the etymology of it, the root meaning, it means to suffer.
Yeah, patience.
To suffer. So
when you're waiting for something, you're actually suffering for it.
Exactly.
You know?
So because we've kept the suffering of this word, while everything was good right now, everybody was living nice in their dream job, we were grinding, studying His word, fearing Him, and building up our faith. Now when all hell breaks loose and He comes to try everybody, He's going to save us from the hour of temptation.
Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time.
That's right. Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time. When everybody's running around like a chicken with their head cut off, because you have wisdom and knowledge, you can be stable.
Yeah.
You're going to know, because you knew this was going to come.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. This is the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 17. Behold, happy is the man whom God correcteth. Therefore despise not the chastening of the Almighty.
That's right.
Okay, so when you're going through some hell, it's for the good, man. You know why? Because you're actually, I'm mentally prepared to endure in the time of tribulation, right? Because when you don't go through hell and you're living all good, and then something bam happens, guess what? You're gonna bug out and lose your mind.
That's right.
But but the person that has already experienced hell, he knows how to handle it, man.
And on top of that, knows why he's going through it.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing in the world, to go through hell and not know why.
Yeah.
You'll go crazy.
Yeah.
But if you're going through a spanking from your father, but you know why,
What about those guys going to hell but never got the message?
they did get the message, they just didn't listen.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that a lot of people are going to think is that, well, I didn't. When the Most High comes, well, I didn't know.
It's
And
in the
what
book of Matthew right here, right?
Yeah, and what the Most High is going to do is He's going to give you the remembrance to show you when you were told this,
Yeah.
and you denied it.
Yeah. Yo, you know why? Because when people talk about prophets, they're expecting, or like when they talk about a message from the Most High, they're expecting the Lord to come down Himself, and then tell you what's going to happen. They don't actually, think that the Most High can give that knowledge to regular people like them and warn them, and then, they can choose, to get right.
Which is way more humbling and safe.
Yeah.
The Most High came down Himself, this place will be destroyed.
That's it.
You think He's in a body where we can handle it?
Yeah.
Moses only got to look at his back and was all fucked up about it. But so what he decided to do is, okay, well, I will give the knowledge to regular men that you can talk to, and they'll tell you. Hence the reason for prophets.
Yeah. That's faith.
That's faith too.
This is in the book of Matthew 24, verse 14, which is what you said. What if the ones who don't get the message, right? It says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come.
Start with the prophets, right?
Yes.
Change the nations.
Yeah.
That's right, exactly. So once all hell has broken loose, then
Everybody would have heard
word of
about
privilege.
this already.
Because because then all hell's not going to break loose until everybody hears the message.
Yeah.
So once everybody hears the message, that's it. The Lord's like, okay, well, you guys all heard. The ones that listened and kept the word of my patience, those guys, I'm gonna save you. And the ones who didn't, guess what? You got judgment coming your way. Done. No excuses, right?
Yeah. This is in the book of Job 5 verse 17, which is the one I was reading. It says, behold, happy is the man whom God corrected. Therefore despise not the chastening of the Almighty, for He maketh sore and bindeth up. He woundeth and His hands make whole. Verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 trouble, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine He shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scorches of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
That's right. So when you see buildings falling down, people getting killed, women getting raped, all type of wickedness, it's not going to fear you. Because one, you've built your faith up when times were quiet. You built your wisdom up when times were quiet. And now you're all one together and you have fear and faith in the Most High.
Yeah.
No, just like you guys have watched the book of Eli, you've seen how he went through everything he went through. That was off the pure faith. Because guess what? He was blind.
Yeah.
In
the movie, he was actually
In
blind.
the end of the movie, it shows he was blind. So everything he went through was off of pure faith. They couldn't even see it.
Yeah.
So you just had to believe.
And the bad guy, like in that movie, said, about, that it's as if he has someone protecting him, So that goes to show you that if you fear the Most High, because a lot of the times people will, I'm going to push out the vibration that you got to fear Satan. Satan is controlled by the Most High, man. You got to fear the Most High first and foremost, man. Because the Most High is the one that gives the order for everything. Satan is the Most High's pitbull. He does the dirty work of the Most High. So the Most High is a real man, man.
Can He forgive if He wants to?
What's that?
Can He forgive?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
He wants to?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He knows their heart.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he knows your spirit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're showing,
In the book of Romans here.
right, if you're showing that you care about the Most High, and you care about what He has in His Word, and His law, and His rules, and His regulations, what you'll do, because we can't serve the Most High in perfection because we live in a wicked body.
Yeah.
But what you can do is serve Him to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
So like not eating pork. Don't eat it. You can do that. You can do that. That's something that's hard. Just don't do it.
Yeah, just don't go to the store and buy pork,
Exactly.
which is one of the commandments that we shouldn't eat it. Why? Because it's unclean.
It says not to sleep with another man's woman. Okay, well just don't do it. Find a different one. Those are the things that we can control.
So you follow that?
Absolutely,
You don't need pork.
absolutely not.
And alcohol.
No, you're allowed to drink.
Okay.
You're just not allowed to, like, there's moderation.
Yeah.
So the scriptures actually say, give wine to him that's ready to perish. Wine is meant for, like, when you have a tough day,
The joy of the heart.
the joy of the heart. When you have a tough day, you're like, man, I haven't had a hard week. You just want to have, and you have it's Saturday, you want to get drunk, you can get drunk. But don't be a fool when you're drunk. Don't be drunk and then commit sin. You know what I mean? Don't be drunk and go sleep with another man's woman. Don't be drunk, get hungry, and get bacon and eggs at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't give you the wine so you can commit sin against me. I gave it for your own pleasure.
Yeah. This is
Right?
the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 6. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish,
Right.
and wine unto those that be of heavy hearts.
It's a heavy heart. We have a heavy mind. You're stressed the fuck out. I just want to think of any of my problems today. So let me just drink.
Quick one.
Yeah.
So, since you follow the scripture,
But
King
that's
James, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You follow me there.
Jesus, they painted the way they wanted to.
Yeah.
Image. How can you tell? How can you be sure that
It's
the Bible
different.
was not
Oh, okay.
so?
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Do that right now. Let's play
You
baseball.
know what I mean by
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
This is in the
How can
book.
you tell? 'Cause
Say it again, sir.
how can you tell that the Bible was not Bible?
Oh, okay. We
Corrupted
look
or-
yeah,
corrupted
like
or
how it
or-
wasn't fixed and stuff like that. Yeah, we know the history of it. So the history of King James, where it came, and all the different fathers before it. King James.
And there's a reason why they painted him white, because you know, if the Bible says the opposite of what's happening today, then that goes to show you that they know the truth, so they try to flip it around.
That's right.
You know, like for example, right? If it didn't matter how he looked, then they would not paint the image of who the Lord Jesus Christ to be a white God.
That's right.
It didn't matter that he was dark skinned. Why? Because if you knew that the Most High, you know, and his son were, you know, I'm a people of color, then you would know that his people are also people of color. That's why it's very important, because people think that the people that are living in Israel today are the Jews of the Bible. But all those people are fucking white, man. You know what I mean? You know? So, you know, there's actually, you know, there's a greater purpose behind why they do what they do. You know, you can't tell a lie if you don't know the truth, man. You know? They know the truth, that's why they're able to push out all of these false lies. You know?
Now, are you asking, if I
Of course,
say,
yeah. How
Yeah.
can you be sure?
how can we be sure that
How can
Faith.
you be sure that
Yeah.
it was not
Faith.
it
Just
is
like they faced Jesus.
it's true. It is through faith.
And
Yeah,
plus,
but the most-
you read the English version.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you're right, you know?
You have the original.
Yeah, which is why we go back to the Hebrew and the Greek. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, like when we read the Bible.
Yeah, you know, just for the masses to understand, because you know, like if you came here with the Hebrew Bible, no one's gonna know what the hell we're talking about, man. Right? You know?
Like, how much people here understand real Hebrew?
Yeah.
Right. So if
You have to go back to the source.
so
Yeah.
what we do, yeah, that's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
Exactly what we do. When we look up all these words, when we read all these words, we look them all up in the
You
Hebrew.
don't believe all of
In
it,
the
right?
Hebrew tongue.
Yeah,
They said sin, I was putting in there, right?
yeah. Like for example, to prove your question, in the Hebrew Bible, like the original scriptures, you have Greek and Hebrew. There's no Jesus in the Hebrew.
There's no letter
There's no
J.
J, E, or U.
Like I actually have the 1611 King James Bible, and there's no letter J in it.
That's right. So there's no J, E, or U in the Hebrew. So when you translate that into
This one.
English,
This one
and
is-
when you translate that into English, you lose certain translations because both languages don't have the same alphabets. So in here they have Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Exactly. I know what you're saying. In here they have Jesus, but in the Hebrew they have Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
So the proper name is not Jesus, but the proper name would be Yahweh Shai. Go back to the roots to understand the end.
Yeah, you know.
Exactly how it works.
Yeah, you know,
So
and-
we do look up all the words and all the definitions, so we know exactly how to correlate it with today's time.
Yeah. You know?
That's how we're sure. And then on top of all that, faith.
Yeah. And then also like the letter J, it's only 500 years old, you know, but the story of who the Lord called Jesus Christ was 2,000 years plus. He's a Hebrew Israelite, so therefore he spoke the Hebrew tongue. So when you look up that name, you know, Yahweh Shai is actually his name in the Hebrew, you know, and that's the language, you know, that they spoke, you know. But going back to Proverbs, it says, give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that be of heavy hearts. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more.
Right.
You know? So the Lord, is pretty much saying, use the wine, just to make you feel alright. But don't, do everything. Yeah, exactly.
Moderation.
Do it.
Moderation.
But,
Drink, get drunk, but don't do it every day.
or,
Do it in moderation.
yeah, like another example, the story of Noah. When Noah got up the ark, what did he do? He
The
made
very
himself.
first thing.
Yeah, Noah made wine unto himself and he drank. The first miracle that Jesus did was he turned water into wine.
The correlation in there, right? Wine is a man's drink. You're supposed to drink it. These churches tell you, don't drink. Don't have sex before marriage. Don't do all this. That's bullshit. Where is that? Where did you get that from? Yeah, we believe that like the Son of the Lord, not Jesus, but Yahweh Shai, but everybody who thinks that is Jesus. He was a prophet. He was a prophet.
Yeah.
Only to Israel though, not to the whole world. Just
Jason in the Bible. He never said that God.
he said.
He never claimed that he was God.
No. See the Trinity, where they all believe that Jesus, the Holy Spirit, is one.
That was some of the stuff that was added to that.
That's stuff that was not added.
No,
not
that's
added.
just how it was taught that way, but it's actually not in the Bible.
Yeah, it's not added to the scriptures, but that's just how it's taught.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. So he is the Son, and the Lord is the Lord, and the scriptures.
Yeah.
When it says that they are one, it means that they're in one agreement.
Yeah, just like how you can say that you and your woman are
All the
one.
prophets was his son.
What's that?
All the prophets.
Yeah.
All the some prophets,
Abraham,
us Israel too, all of us too. But Yahweh Shai is the
But
first
the-
begotten Son.
Yeah.
He's the first spirit made above everybody.
Yeah.
He was the first thing made.
This is Sirach 31. Just going back, about the wine. Sirach 31, verse 27. It says, "Wine is as good as life to a man, if it be drunk moderately."
It's moderately.
And it says, "What life is then to a man that is without wine? For it is made to make man glad."
Exactly.
And it says, "Wine measurably drunk and in season bringeth gladness of the heart and cheerfulness of the mind."
It's good for you, man. Drink up in moderation. But drink up. You know what I mean?
No.
Is that it? Right?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, actually, and it's actually fermented wine,
Like it's actually
old
good.
wine, not this new age wine they have, this
It's actually
bullshit.
good for
the
that.
actual fermented wine is actually clean, it cleans out your stomach and your intestines. It's actually good for your body, right? So that's even another pro to it. But
Yeah.
these churches are all out of whack. Tell you not to fuck and tell you not to drink. The fuck? I have a penis in the mouth. I need to do both. I wasn't created not to do that. That's the bullshit, right? Because sex is not sex before marriage. It's sex is marriage.
Yeah.
The word marriage means to join together.
Yeah.
And how a man and woman joins together is through sex.
That's how you actually become married to a woman, is when you actually have sex with her, because it's more than just a physical thing, it's actually a spiritual connection.
Yeah.
That's why, you actually become, and like the woman, regardless of who that man is, the first man that they slept with, that's their actual husband. And then, let's say, they break up, and they go their separate ways. That woman is still spiritually connected to that man.
Yeah, no matter what.
No matter what. That's why she's always gonna remember her first, because that's her actual husband.
And every man after him, she'll be finding every man after him in the likeness of her first.
Yeah.
Because it will remind her of her first.
Yeah.
Because it's in the spirit.
Yeah. And a man can have more than one woman. It's just that woman, or the woman that man has, gotta be virgins, which is, gotta be his. But right now, we're living in a kingdom where, it's very hard to find a woman that is a virgin, but, a man can have more than one woman, but a woman can only have one man. That's how the Bible, that's how the Lord had things in order. That's why there's more women than men in this world. Like they say that they say that I'm a woman. They actually I'm a woman. They outnumber men 7-1. So for example, if every single woman gets married to one man, or if every man gets married, right? If every single man gets married to one woman, what are the other 6 women going to do? Be lesbians? No. Multiple women are actually supposed to share one man. And that actually, is very beneficial, to the household. That's why that way, you won't need to take your children to a daycare, or what I mean, because
have to do this and that.
yeah,
You gotta treat them equal.
Absolutely. Treat them all the same, right?
Yeah.
Because and the thing is, all these women will be in harmony with each other.
Yeah.
They're not gonna hate each other. Like in this kingdom, you can't do that.
yeah. Here,
You
no.
can't do that. You have one woman, you're getting a bat to your car,
Yeah.
or you're getting a bat to your face.
Yeah.
So you have to work smart, right? But in the kingdom, that's gonna come real soon.
Yeah.
Like Solomon, King Solomon had 1,000 women.
He was
700 of them were his wives, and 300 of them were side pieces, like concubines.
Yeah.
And they all loved him and loved each other.
Yeah.
Not one fought each other because, oh no, I want his dick, and no, I want him, I want him. They all were in order.
Yeah.
But in this society,
They were righteous.
yeah,
Here they would have feet up.
it's exactly.
It's different.
It's different here. In this society, women are above men. When men are above women, we're the stronger vessel.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we treat them like shit. It's just that we're made to be above you.
Yeah, actually, because everything is so flipped around, if your woman sees that you're talking to another woman, they get jealous. Jealousy is actually, jealousy is a man's trait, not a woman. A woman is not supposed to be jealous at all,
Because go ahead.
Yeah, because the Bible says that God is jealous power. If you see your woman talking to another man, you're gonna get pissed off, man.
Yeah.
That's actually righteous, to feel that way. But over here, you got women feeling what men are supposed to be feeling. It's the opposite. A woman, I'm here, in the scriptures, women, brought other women to their man.
Yeah.
That's how it's actually supposed to be. But over here, you can't do that, man.
Because
You're gonna
when
get killed,
because
man.
when you're jealous,
Yeah.
when you're jealous, that comes from a sense of pride. Like it means if you know you're not above someone, there's no point of you being jealous. But when you're jealous, because you actually think like, I actually deserve this, so why aren't you giving it to me? That's why the Lord is a jealous power, because he's actually a power that's allowed to be jealous. He runs everything. Of course, I'm going to be jealous. If a woman is jealous, it's because she feels deep inside that she runs things, and you're not giving her what she needs, and she doesn't. That's why it's weird for her to be feeling that.
Yeah, and
But that also comes from because this society,
yeah,
Esau in this society has given women the power.
the power to do everything.
Everything. That's why when you're in court in custody, you're fighting over a child. What man has one custody over a woman?
Or
Barely any.
yeah, or name me one woman that's paying child support to a man. You're not gonna find one.
Like, you're never gonna find one because guess what?
Yeah.
Women run shit.
Yeah.
That's real shit.
You will never find one, man. Right? This is the book of 1 Kings chapter 11 verse 1. But Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites,
Chinese,
Jordanites,
East Indian, all
Yeah.
type of women.
yeah, and the Hittites. And then it says here, verse 3, and he had 700 wives, 300. And he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines of his wives. Turned away, and his wife turned away his heart.
So can you imagine? Because that's crazy. He had too many women. He couldn't. That's why I showed you women are a man's glory is his woman.
Yeah.
Your greatest weakness and your greatest curse will be a woman. Because even Solomon, when he had 1,000 women, because he was serving the Lord in righteousness, And over time, he started building
He got
temples
weak.
he got weak.
Yeah.
He started building temples for his women's gods.
Yeah.
And the Lord punished him for that. It shows you women, it all goes back to Adam and Eve. Adam, you know Eve got Adam after she had sex with him. She got him nicely. What she did, came to him, rubbed his back, gave him his favorite grapes, got him a little bit drunk, they had sex, and then she's like, yo, try out this new doctrine.
Yeah.
And then he fell to it. Every man, every strong or high positioned man fell that way with a woman. Shows you. But can you imagine having 1,000 women at your service? All in their right mind, one rubbing your back, giving you grapes, the other one doing this, doing that. It's amazing.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 13. Give me any plague, but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness, but the wickedness of a woman.
So it says, give me any wickedness, but the wickedness of a woman.
Yeah.
It shows you the levels of wickedness, the things women can do. Half the men in jail in America, well, 85% of them are in there because of the woman.
Yeah.
So. Go ahead.
And it says, verse 16, I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. So he's saying he would rather live with a dragon and a lion than to live with a woman, man.
A wicked woman.
Yo, because a wicked woman will make you go crazy, man. Like, she
That's
knows,
her glory.
yeah, like, she knows the exact words how to piss you off, bro. I'm telling you, man. Yo, like,
Tell us coming from experience.
yeah, I'm telling you, man. Like the Bible says that a woman is supposed to be, the pillar of rest. When you're tired, a woman's supposed to rub your back, and actually be your pillar of rest. But over here, man, a woman is the total opposite of that, man. Like,
you come back from work, 15-hour days.
Fuck, man.
You come back home and she asks you to cook. So are you crazy?
Yeah.
You've been home all day and there's no food and you actually need to cook.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. And it says, verse 17, the wickedness of a woman changeth her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly.
Right.
All wickedness is but a little wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. And it says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. Okay, so don't stumble at the beauty of a woman, because you'll see badass women walking around all the goddamn time, man. You gotta be spiritual, man, and not fall for that, man, because that is also how you're gonna, I'm gonna drown, man.
Absolutely.
And it says, verse 22, a woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. So if you got a man and a woman, but the woman is going to work and that man is not doing anything, guess what? She's gonna be pissed off, man. That's why it says, that's why it says a woman, right?
She's gonna give you this
Yeah, bro,
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
yeah. You know why? Because roles supposed to be the opposite. A man's supposed to be working, and the woman's supposed to guide the house and look after the children, and make you food, man. But now it's like, the system is set up to where both the man and the woman,
Are serving both
yeah,
man's role.
yeah, both the man and the woman, are out there working. So now, you guys don't even have any connection.
That shows you that that's the word of God, because only He knows best.
Yeah,
He knows which is saying this now.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, it says, a woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger. So if she's maintaining him, looking after him, she's
All the
usually
damn
pissed
time.
off, man, right?
She get pissed off.
Yeah. Verse 23, a wicked woman abideth the courage. You see that?
Yeah, she understands that.
You see that?
She knows she probably has a man that she's maintaining right
Yeah.
now.
It says a wicked woman abated the courage, maketh an heavy countenance, and woundeth heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Damn, man.
That's serious. It's because of Adam and Eve. It was her who fell off first, and because of that now, because back then, you weren't meant to die, we're supposed to be living forever.
Yeah.
Right? But now, back then, they lived from 1,000, 900, 800, 500. Now,
75.
now to the point where 60 is you're blessed. You live to 60, people are like, damn, okay, you're doing good.
But
From
we're actually
1,000
supposed to
down
be
to
living.
60?
Yeah.
That's insane. But that's because one woman listened to a doctrine of another man and convinced her man at that time to do the same thing.
And the Lord got pissed off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now that's the punishment.
Yeah, actually, a man is supposed to live a full day, which a full day, is 1,000 years. Like the Bible says that 1,000 years for us here is only one day to the Most High. So a man and a woman are actually supposed to live a full day. But now we only live maybe just like a few seconds. To the Lord. And it says right here, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to get abroad.
Hey, don't give her liberty to gad abroad, to be going out every single night.
Yeah.
All you're doing is adding more temptation to her cheating on you and sleeping with another man.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, it's a women. I know I have friends who work their hours and they're at home, and every time I'm there, I've never seen that woman ever. She's always out, always. It's like, yo, what are you doing? You're giving her time, liberty to get abroad. And she's not perfect. She's a weaker vessel. So you might as well be telling her to go sleep with another man.
And and then also women, they flock to power. So if they see another man having money and power, that's that's who they naturally fall for, man. And it says right here, verse 26, if she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce and let her go.
That's right. If you guys don't agree in things, if she's not listening to you, when you tell her, listen, you're always out, you need to be chilling out. If she argue you, it's like, fuck you, you don't control me, all that shit, cut her off.
Yeah.
Tell her to go. Okay, fine, I'm done with you. Leave.
Yeah.
Cut her off.
This is verse 12, chapter 16, verse 12. It says, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler.
This is after you've given her liberty to
Yeah.
gather abroad. This is what happens.
It says she will open her mouth. Now, this is a metaphor.
Parabolic
Yeah.
statement.
She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when she has found. Let me read that again. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he has found a fountain and drink of every water near her. By every hedge she will sit down and open her quiver against every arrow.
Tell me what you think I'm saying. There's a hole.
She's gonna open her quiver.
Read that one more time.
It says,
Read that and we'll break it down. Read it one. That's a hole.
yeah. It says she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler.
Open her mouth.
That's right. And today they use that term. She's thirsty. You know what I mean? What does that mean? That means that she wants it, man.
That's right.
Right? It says she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he has found a fountain and drink of every water near her.
Sucking all dicks.
And
Literally.
and it says, by every edge she will sit down and open her quiver against every arrow.
Now
And
you're getting caught by every single from the whole neighborhood.
that's right, and the word quiver, it's kind of like when you have what's it called?
You mean like a bow and arrow?
Yeah.
The hatchback when you put
it
the arrows in. Yeah.
in, which the arrows, like it's a symbol, for a rod or like a penis, right? So like it says that she will open and open her quiver against every arrow, man.
She's gonna be spreading her legs for every man.
That's right.
Simple.
And it says, verse 25, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
So, So now, let's read that one time. So it's shameless.
A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
What's a female dog? A bitch. simple as that.
A
That's
shameless
in the
woman.
Bible.
A shameless woman is a bitch, man.
Yeah, she be counted as looking out there, literally hoeing.
Yeah.
That's a bitch. That's why when you find that out, you're like, yo, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
You're crazy. You slut. You get crazy. You start get angry and you start cursing her. Because what she's doing is literally that.
Yeah.
And she'll get cheesed because she doesn't want to hear correction.
Yeah. And it says, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. You
Right.
know, a woman that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. A lot of women today don't fear the Lord, man. You know, so therefore they're actually, you know, I'm a
Shameless.
Yeah, shameless.
A woman that has shame and won't go around and sleep with every person that she sees, you know, pick one man just to delegate with that one, fears the Most High. She really does.
Yes, but isn't that the man's responsibility?
Say it again?
Isn't that the man's responsibility?
It's both. It's unison. So a man is supposed to find.
Talking like starting like from sister, female, not like your wife,
Yeah. Like, what do you mean?
Oh.
Man? Okay, what do you mean by the man's responsibility?
like your sister.
Oh yeah, husband, you know, or you know, like like you know, I'm an older brother. Is supposed to be like you know, I'm a raising, or
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I'm a,
yeah.
or like I'm a looking up.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is correct, but the Bible says that the man is gonna leave the house, which is a curse. So therefore, a woman is, a wicked woman is raising up her daughter to be like who? Like her, and she's wicked. You know, telling her to go and test the waters and then find the one.
Yeah.
A woman is not supposed to play the field. You know, a woman.
test the waters and
You know,
find the one.
yeah. You know, a woman is supposed to only be with one man. She's not supposed to like I'm gonna play the field, and then you know but by the time like she's like freaking like I'm a
Bored,
third.
what-
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's when she wants a man to
Yeah, that's crazy
like,
because by the
look
time
after her.
that's crazy because by the time they're all used up by testing the field,
Yeah.
then they want to settle down.
Yeah.
Okay, you crazy?
Yeah.
You've been around the field and now you want to settle down. You want a man to take care of you.
Hell no.
You're supposed to be taught to find one that you agree with, you understand, you guys fall in love with, and keep him, and that's it. Don't be going around and flying other people.
Yeah.
But if the mom's wicked and the man's not in the house,
Yeah.
well, what do you think is going to happen, right?
Yeah, which is actually how the white man set the system up to be,
That's why they
where
put the father outside the house.
where he gave the woman more power, and you know the white man told the woman, you know, if you want all these benefits, guess what? No man gotta be in the house, right?
Pick up the phone.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Yeah,
Right?
real shit.
Right? You know, and that's why you know a woman gets all of these benefits, like food and so on and on. But guess what? There's no man in the house. That's the agreement. You know, you can't have a man in the house and expect the white man to give you all of these benefits.
Right,
Food.
right.
Like
the man is supposed to provide that.
yeah, and money, but not knowing, because the woman because the woman is not smart enough to know that if that's if you don't have a man in the household, that whole household has been destroyed, man.
Right, he's the head of the household, right?
It's done.
Now the son doesn't understand how to treat a woman. He doesn't understand how to carry himself. He doesn't understand how to become a man.
Yeah.
So he goes through all this type of hell growing up, and by the time he's 25, he's literally a 35 or 30-year-old, and he's a 30-year-old who actually is 18 again. Because no man was in the house to teach him how to grow up.
Yeah.
Right?
This is in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. Deuteronomy 28 verse 54. And it says, and that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
That's why you got black on black crime.
Yeah.
Niggas killing each other all day long.
His eyes shall be evil towards his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
That's why these people on the side, all of them have one thing in common, is they all have daddy issues.
Yeah.
The father is either not in the house or he's not a good father.
Which was
But
a
he's in the
curse,
house,
yeah.
which is a curse.
Yeah.
And we disobey the Most High.
Yeah. There's a reason why, like most of our children are raised with no fathers in the household. Why? Because, it's a curse. And number two, the Lord put the spirit, whereas, once the woman, once the woman, piss the man off, the man would just pack his bags and leave. Cause like fuck this, man. Like I'm done with this shit, man. You know, because the woman, first and foremost, the woman is wicked. You know, she doesn't listen to a goddamn thing. She doesn't know how to cook. She doesn't know how to clean. All she wants to do is just yell at the, yeah, like, all the woman wants to do is just yell, all the goddamn time, man. So the man just says, you know what, fuck it, I'm done. That's why it says, that the man, and it says, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, which was, one of the curses that we had to go through, man, which, that goes to show you the power of the Most High, man. Where he took the so-called white man who's actually at the bottom of the earth and put him on top of us, just to teach us a lesson, man.
Yeah, really.
Yo, that to me is someone that I'm gonna fear more than Satan, man.
Every day of the week. Every day of the week.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right.
Is that?
I believe so, but like I think there's actually yes.
You guys have a channel, huh?
Yeah.
You guys have a channel?
Yeah, we do. We're going to upload on YouTube.
Yeah.
What's it called?
GMS Regana Sass.
Yeah.
2, right?
No, it's just like GMS GMS is casual.
Oh, just GMS Saskatchewan. Yeah, GMS stands for Great Millstone. And there's other people, other brothers who preach what we preach all over the world. Like in the States, New York. Yeah, okay, so you've seen them all, yeah, okay.
This is in the book of Sirach 8.
I like to
Learn, absolutely.
That's good. Sirach 9, verse 4. Use not much the company of a woman that is a singer, lest thou be taken with her attempts.
That's right.
Verse
damn, man, you really just spoke a lot, bro.
verse 9. Me, bro, like, I fucking hate women so goddamn much. But, like, at the same time, a woman looks so fucking good.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean?
You can't live without them.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. Women are fucking wicked, man. Women are so fucking wicked, man.
Fuck.
Excuse my
Right.
language. Yeah. Yeah.
Can't leave them, leave them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Verse 5. Gaze not on a maid that thou fall not by those things that are precious in her. Give not thy soul unto harlots, lest thou lose thine inheritance.
Right.
What's his name? Like, I'm a late person. I'm a recently, he's a basketball player, and every month, he has to pay I'm a 2,058 he has to pay 8,000 of money for child support, unto this wicked ass woman. Man.
Yeah, Kim Kardashian. And now Kanye is in there too. Kanye is gone. His soul is gone. Those women ate him from the inside out. Gone.
It says
Lamar's gone too. We don't even hear him. The man married one, and in the next couple months he's seizuring in a brothel.
Yeah.
He's fucked. When you met anybody that is built the Kardashians, you know there's some shit going on in there. You gotta stay away from them women. They all look good too. All of them look good. But you get in there, you're done. You're not coming out. You come out with an empty soul.
Yeah. It says, "Give not thy soul unto harlots, that thou lose not thine inheritance." And it says, "Look not around about thee in the streets of the city, neither wander thou in the solitary places thereof. Turn away thine eyes from a beautiful woman, and look not upon another man's beauty."
Yeah, because a lot of these women that you see that walk by themselves, they have a man.
At home, yeah.
At home. So technically you're committing adultery right from your mind. Now mind you, like we're in this flesh, so the Most High knows, but where you get punished is not when you do it mentally, but when you actually apply an action on what you're thinking. That's why I stay away from the club. Because you don't know what woman is thinking, what woman just got in a fight with your man, just want to cheat on him because of the fight.
Yeah.
And now you get mixed up in that bullshit, and now Most High is getting hurt, kicking your ass because of that.
Or nowadays, you don't even know if it's an actual woman. It could be a man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bro, in the States, that shit's so serious that when they go out there, they actually ask for your license first.
Yeah.
What did you look like when you're 16?
Yeah.
Because I have to make sure, because that shit, transgenders,
Yeah.
is so rampant. You tell me I can't go out to enjoy myself, and I actually have to look and see if you're a man or a woman. That's messed up.
Yeah. You know, but that's the world that we live in.
Yeah.
And then everybody wants to walk around and say, love each other, man. Hell no, I'm not loving each other.
Yeah.
These gospels.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah.
So why doesn't he like send out like instead of
What?
Instead of
He did send a guidance for women.
Yeah.
He did. The men.
Yeah.
But only there's a small, now mind you, women are wicked. A lot of them are wicked. Majority of them are wicked. But there is a small amount of women on this planet
That are actually righteous.
that are actually righteous. That are less wicked than the wicked.
Yeah.
You know, they have, so it's really, when you come down to it, it's like pick your poison, right? When it comes to women, there's women that have lost a heavy dose of it. There's women that have, you know, they're wicked at times, but not as wicked.
Yeah.
And they actually make some righteous in this kingdom.
Yeah.
So there is a guy, and those women actually listen to the men that speak this.
Yeah.
And they know, they're like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be done, I shouldn't be doing this, it shouldn't be like this in this society.
Yeah. And then also, like, a lot of the times, you know, the reason why there's a lot of wicked women is due to it's actually due to the reflection of the man's, it's due to how the man carries himself.
Yeah.
You know, if that man is wicked, guess what? That woman will be wicked too. You know, because this is the order of things. It's the Most High, His Son, men, and then woman. That's the order of things. But in this society, you know, you got women above the men.
So it's Esau, women,
Yeah.
men, and then Jesus and God.
Yeah.
Yahushua and Yahweh.
Yeah, like freaking, you know, at my workplace, I got a goddamn manager who's a goddamn woman, man. You know, she's the one telling us what to do, bro. I fucking hate that shit, but guess what? I live in hell, you know,
Yeah, you can't do
and,
anything.
you know,
And he needs to get paid.
yeah, you know what I mean?
I have bills to pay.
You know, yo, but that's not how it's supposed to do. A woman is supposed to be taking order from the man, you know, and that man is supposed to be taking order from who the world calls Jesus Christ, Yahushua.
Right.
You know,
Right.
that's how the order of things is supposed to be. Nothing is equal, man.
And you know, you'll know that you can really sense that women have the power in the society because she'll be your woman, but when she's out and about, she's wearing all types of booty shorts, like things that can be underwear.
Yeah.
That will tempt other men to get at her.
Yeah.
And exactly. And
Yeah.
you're like, yo, why you
Yeah.
exactly? Why you dressed like that? And she has the audacity to argue with you.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Like-
Look at you.
I'm young.
If I wasn't with you, I would want you too. Hence why I'm with you.
Yeah.
You think these other men aren't gonna want you too?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you know, it's not my fault they're looking. It is your fault.
Yeah.
It is your fault. See, in the Eastern Hemisphere, they have some of the women are actually righteous. They have the women clothes all the way down. So we're to the point, even when you want to check them out, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't see much.
Yeah, man. You know, like, the only thing you can see is the ankles, man. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
Yeah. Did you know that?
Yeah, kind of.
So that's it for today. Today we'll be back here every Sunday.
Yeah.
Every Sunday we're here. Every Sunday and then 2 o'clock we're here. You guys want to continue to listen.
Yeah.
You guys take care, hey? Take care of yourselves.
Shalom, man.
And remember, man, you're in
Nigeria too.
Absolutely, man. Take care of yourself, hey?
You're Hebrew Israelite, bro.
So with that, we're going to say,
Kahala Yahweh wa Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash.
double honors for the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to the elect who push this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth.
That's right,
And death and destruction to his wicked kingdom and to the children of Israel.
huh?
Shalom.
Shalom.